$36 trillion, right? Number two, to grow 3% GDP over time. So if you cut the deficit and grow 3% GDP, you're getting towards a more balanced budget. And then the third thing is, 3 billion barrels of oil a day. Go watch Landman. You'll see why that's so important. And all of these things together could put us in the right trajectory over the next number of years. So he's going to be in the middle of a lot of this stuff. And when you do that, to answer your question, Jeff, and you've stabilized it, then the dollar is less under pressure. And that is a destabilizing effect when you continue to weaken the dollar because of the expanding debt.
Yeah, and obviously, during his first term, Donald Trump really kind of called out dollar appreciation as being harmful for U.S. manufacturers. So that interplay and that back and forth will be really important. So what's on the Spano calendar for Thanksgiving plans, Dave?
Well, at my age, I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not playing Turkey Bowl because
that's good.
That ain't going to happen. So, we've got, family coming in. Kids are coming back from college, and so everyone's getting together. So that'll be great. We're going to we'll have dinner on Thursday and enjoy the weekend. I hope you do the same.
We will do.
That's on your agenda.
All right, very good. Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Appreciate your time and enjoy the week.
To you as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. And to round out the show, how about another cup of coffee? New to you is the Big B Coffee at Red Arrow Park in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Producer Jaslyn has the inside scoop as to what is happening there. Ooh, even got some free food out of the deal. Jeff, well, I stopped at the newly remodeled Starbucks on Downer Avenue and told you about what's going on there and priced my daily cup. Welcome back to The Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. How about we do the Upswing Coffee Index right off the bat here? Producer Jaslyn had a really good opportunity to stop at the brand new Big B Coffee at Red Arrow Park this morning. Jazz, you got the hookup.
I wanted to go there for the coffee index, and I'm like, it's far. I brought my longboard to make it easy, which wasn't too bad, but it was cold. Okay. It was very cold, but it's nice to have warm coffee. And looks like they're having a different special every day for opening week. Okay. Which includes this one. They got a free breakfast sandwich if you got any special drinks. So I got it's called a teddy bear. It was like vanilla and caramel. All right. And if you got a 24 ounce, which good Lord, sizes. It's one of those coffee places. And I got a breakfast sausage, egg, and cheese. All right. So it was free.
Very good. Brand new at Red Arrow Park. The Big B Coffee just opened yesterday. The new Starbucks on Downer Avenue that's attached to Boswell Books. Completely renovated. Just opened this week as well. I got a 12 ounce. I did the Christmas blonde roast. $2.65, add the 22-cent tax, and, $2.87 got me along my way. I love that Starbucks attached to an independent bookstore right on Downer Avenue here in beautiful Milwaukee. Friendly reminder to keep it on the upswing all weekend long. Support those local businesses for Small Business Saturday, and you need to support Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive with a monetary donation. You can text Capco to the WTMJ talk and text line at 855-616-1620. We'd appreciate it if you donate on behalf of the Upswing, too. It's for a good cause. It's helping kids. It's a holiday weekend. Enjoy the rest of it.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Why wait for Black Friday when you can save every day? Hasseless Mattress introduces Black Friday Plus. We've gone rogue and activated Black Friday deals through December 2nd on Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Serta Perfect Sleeper, and more. You get the everyday, way low Hasseless price, plus additional savings, plus free next day delivery, plus free memory foam pillows on select mattresses. Get a Queen Serta Perfect Sleeper Oakmont A mattress. Other stores sell it for $2,610, but our Black Friday Plus price is just $888, plus 2 free Remy memory foam pillows. Other stores sell the King Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres A for $22.88, but you can get it now for just $10.95, plus 2 free memory foam pillows. Big savings on Beauty Rest too, plus employee-free, hassle-free showrooms. Not just on Black Friday, but every day. Black Friday Plus through December 2nd at Hasseless Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hasseless.com.
When it comes to community involvement, Horicon Bank walks the walk. They're actively involved in nonprofit organizations like WIBIC, the Milwaukee Parks Foundation, and the Milwaukee Artist Resource Network. This holiday season, Horicon Bank team will be spreading goodwill, like their annual toy drive benefiting the Education Foundation of New Berlin. WTMJ's Jeff Sherman here for Horicon Bank. They've been doing banking differently since 1896. Together, doing good, that's their vision. Horicon Bank, the natural choice. Member FDIC.
This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Bell ringers are working hard, and our service depends on generous donations like yours. Every dollar donated helps us provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. From immediate need to long-term care, your donation can create lasting change in our communities. Join us in making a difference. Volunteer as a bell ringer or donate today. Visit salvationarmywi.org to learn how you can help.
Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive is bringing us all together again to collect toys for children and families in need.
Join Capco and WTMJ for a celebration of giving on December 7th at the Kazmarek Center in Grafton.
This is more than just a toy drive. It's about kids helping kids. We are learning the importance of giving and how that impacts other kids and families all over Wisconsin.
Experience the joy of giving on December 7th.
And don't forget to bring toys.
Help us make a difference this Christmas. Visit kidstokidstoydrive.com.
Protect mom's assets, protect your assets. Call Kraus Estate Planning, estateplanningpeople.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm John Mercure in for Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. It's Friday, November 29th. Your top story, traffic tragedies over the holiday.
I'm Adam Roberts in for Jessica Ty. A ceasefire in Lebanon, but more fighting in Gaza.
And your forecast, AM showers, a little bit of a dusting. Going to clear out later today, a high of 26. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 14. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 25 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a deadly crash in Milwaukee overnight. Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office says a 25-year-old man from Chicago died in a traffic accident just after midnight near 65th and Main. The victim died at Frederick Hospital hours after the crash. His identity and the accident report have not been released.
Meanwhile, in northeast Wisconsin, a pedestrian is dead after being struck by 2 cars Thanksgiving Day evening in the village of Denmark near I-43 and State Highway 96. A 27-year-old man had been attempting to cross the southbound lanes when a 37-year-old woman from Port Washington struck him, followed by a 50-year-old man from Illinois. The 27-year-old died at the scene. Authorities are still investigating.
More than 30 Gazans killed overnight and into Friday as the Israeli army carried out airstrikes across the Gaza Strip. Hamas's military apparatus is largely wiped out, but pockets of militants are still fighting the IDF, especially in northern Gaza. Deteriorating living conditions are causing tragedy. Reports of 2 children and a woman crushed to death as a crowd rushed to get bread at a bakery. ABC's Jordana Miller is in Jerusalem.
Hamas claiming responsibility for a shooting in the West Bank that injured 9 Israelis, leaving 3 of them in critical condition. The Palestinian militant, a member of Hamas, opening fire on a crowded public bus. He was killed at the scene. The attack comes as Hamas faces near defeat in Gaza after more than a year of war with Israel. Hamas is likely to attempt more terror attacks across the West Bank and Israel. Still no signs Hamas is willing to show flexibility and reach a ceasefire deal. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
It is Black Friday and shoppers are off to the malls and online today.
Even though the crowds aren't quite as intense as they used to be on this day, it doesn't mean money isn't being spent.
The average shopper is spending $480 during that time period.
And Carroll University's Jay Jacobson tells Wisconsin's Morning News it's not just a big day for the big box stores. The smaller local businesses are reaping the benefits as well.
They may not have the marketing spend, but they're picking up some residual benefit just from people being out shopping.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
DPW in Milwaukee calling a general ice control operation this morning because of that dusting of snow. They're out working the roads, trying to prevent any freeze back as the day goes on. And a reminder from Milwaukee City Services today, there won't be any garbage or recycling pickup. Collection days for the holidays will shift forward one day. Drop-off centers will reopen tomorrow. Nighttime parking resumes tonight into tomorrow morning.
Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. It's a half day today for the New York Stock Exchange, closing at noon Central Time today. Taking a look at the numbers this morning, a lot of green for the big three. The Dow up 293 points at 45,015. The NASDAQ up 155 at 19,215. And the S&P 500 is up 39 points this hour, back over 6,000 at 6,038. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Sighting and limited WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
Over your career, investments came along for the ride. The first 401k, brokerage account, profit sharing, employee stock options, pension, another 401k, an insurance policy, an annuity, another 401k. You get the picture. Years went by, the collection grew. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've seen, reviewed, dissected, discussed, and analyzed thousands of them. Some portfolios are like well-tended gardens and reflect diligence, patience, fortitude, and optimism. Others tell the story of being sold commission products that might not have been the best choice, maybe for the salesperson, but not for the investor. When the financial planning team at Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works and what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions based on what's important, the retirement you desire. That's where the good stuff happens. That's our story. Every portfolio tells the story. Let's work on yours. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com. Click the Get Started button. That's annexwealth.com.
Here's to carving out a little slope time together in Wisconsin. To short lift lines that make room for more laugh lines. Here's to gearing up and making lasting memories.
Race to the bottom.
And to the perfect end, to the perfect day.
Cheers.
Here's to those who Wisconsin. Start your snow day at travelwisconsin.com.
There's nothing out there close to this.
Blue sweater, red sweater, reindeer sweater, extra double thick sweater.
What are you doing?
Getting my closet ready for winter. It'll be here before you know it.
Good point. We should all be getting our vehicles ready for winter too. And now's the time to visit any of the 115 Adam member new car dealers to get your oil changed, have your brakes and wipers checked, and make sure your tires will get you through a long Wisconsin winter. Just visit adamm.com to find the nearest Adam member dealer.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Packers pound the Dolphins. Earlier this week, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa had this to say about playing in the cold weather Thanksgiving night at Lambeau.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to kill narratives, so let's go. Bring it on.
How'd that work out? Well, not so well for Tua.
This is for all the marbles here, boys.
Yep. Tyreek came out, went back off the field, changed personnel. Ingold remains out there. 4th and goal from the 1. Tua faking. Ingold fell. Tua sacked.
Mike Tirico and Jason Garrett on the call for NBC. Cold weather narrative for Tua continues. Packers win 30-17. He's now 0-8 in games played under 45 degrees. Tonight on Amazon Prime, Black Friday football between the Raiders and the Chiefs. And kicking off now in Madison, the Battle of Paul Bunyan's Axe. Badgers, Minnesota at a chilly Camp Randall. Wisconsin must win today to become bowl eligible. And the Bucks back in action tomorrow at home against Washington.
Let's check the roads. Your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Looking at your Black Friday travel map, it's looking pretty green for me. No slowdowns around Mayfair Mall in Tosa or around Southridge in Greenfield, so we're looking pretty good over there. Only incident right now is just on 94 South at Ryan Road. Right shoulder blocked due to a broken down vehicle, but it's well out of the way of traffic, so you're looking pretty good if you're working your way around this Friday morning.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear and cold, a low of 14 degrees. Wind chill could get down below zero. Tomorrow, sunny, cold once again, a high of 25 with wind chills touching zero. On Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 30. Monday, mostly sunny, a high of 32. On Tuesday, partly cloudy, slight chance for snow late, a high of 31 degrees. It's currently 23 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Here's Greg Matzik.
Hey, my boy Greg is out today, probably doing some Black Friday shopping with those cute girls of his, all three of them, toting them around southeast Wisconsin. I'm John Mercure, and Adam Roberts is here. Happy Black Friday, Adam.
Same to you, John. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday.
It was good. It was nice. Ria's producing the show this afternoon, so the normal crew isn't here. It's kind of an upgrade today, actually.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Careful.
We love those guys on the Midday Show.
He's coming back on Monday, and I'm co-hosting with him, so I'm going to let him know you said that.
We're so glad you're with us as you're driving around doing your Black Friday stuff. Hope you're staying safe out there and not spending all of your money. All right, some things that we are tracking today. It's the three big things.
Big things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
I like that. Nice music. All right, I'll go first. Here we go. Wicked-related things, because that is one of the really big things happening in America right now. A couple of things related to Wicked. I love this story. Ariana Grande sharing the magic of Wicked with her grandmother.
It's time to try defying gravity.
Oh, it's such magical music. I love it. So Ariana Grande, in the middle of her big publicity tour, flies to her hometown of Boca Raton, Florida, and takes her 99-year-old grandma to see Wicked. They went, they got their picture taken. Nana, as she calls her, looks fantastic, by the way. Grande writing about all over Instagram, saying, I took Nana to the theater where I grew up watching movies that became magical. You got to text, Google Nana Grande, and you can see a picture of her Nana. Absolutely incredible stuff.
That's a great story to be able to bring back someone like that to your home, and just especially with Ariana, because her meteoric rise happened, it seems like so fast, about 7 years ago or so. And now it's just kind of a comeback to earth moment for her, too, as she defies gravity in Wicked.
I like that. Well put. Also, one note, if you're going to see Wicked, don't paint your face.
Ooh.
Don't paint your face. AMC is reminding people that you're not allowed to walk in the theater with green face paint on. It's against the rules to paint your face. Marcus Theaters also, in their small print on the ticket, says face paint is not allowed. And there's video all over the place of young women walking in painted like Elphaba and being turned away. Not allowed in the theater, or being forced to go into the bathroom and try to wash it off. That's a big mess. Of course, this is just a security thing. In the wake of things that have happened in theaters in the last decade, they're saying, let's just keep it safe. You can wear a costume as long as you don't have the big hat that's blocking people's way, but no face paint.
Down in front. Number 2, as we mentioned at the top in the news, it is Black Friday. The holiday shopping season officially underway. Billions of billions expected to be spent at stores across America today and through the weekend. You've got Small Business Saturday, of course, and then Cyber Monday on Monday. Best Buy CEO telling Good Morning America they're already seeing lots of demand.
You see a customer who's really been resilient and obviously is looking forward to a really special and joyous holiday season.
It all comes as Adobe Analytics was predicting a big Black Friday.
We're seeing Black Friday online sales continue to grow significantly. Especially this year, we're expecting about 9.9% year-on-year growth, and that'll account for about $10.8 billion in spend. So a record level of spending for Black Friday this year.
Of course, it's not just Black Friday if you're looking for the deals, though there are plenty to be found today. Coming up later on in the show, I've got a very unique idea if you're looking for the booze hound in your life who wants a very special bottle of bourbon. We teased this a few days ago.
I like that.
I've been busy behind the scenes, so I've got something for you coming up at 11:53. And then later in the 12 o'clock hour, we mentioned that Saturday is Small Business Saturday. And so we want to hear from you. If there's a small business in your life that you want to give a shout out to this weekend, give them a little business pump up. Text it in 855-616-1620. We'll read a few of them throughout the show today.
What a great idea. I want to shout out as the third thing here, Esther Keim. Esther Keim is an Alaskan woman, and you know what she decided to do? She decided the last several days to drop frozen turkeys to people who can't access a grocery store in Alaska. She's a bush pilot, and there's not DoorDash in rural Alaska. As a matter of fact, only 20% of Alaska is accessible by road. Think about that, only 25% of the state. So she took to her small plane over rural parts of South Central Alaska and dropped frozen turkeys out the side of her small plane. People knew these were coming. She dropped about 35 turkeys, and people would scurry out and they'd get the turkey off the ice and they thawed it. In the last several days, they thawed those turkeys and had a nice Thanksgiving dinner. Some people who said they would not otherwise have been able to get to a place that had a turkey, thanks to Keim and her launching of the turkey delivery mission. The remotest reaches of Alaska had turkeys falling from the skies, kind of an Alaska turkey bomb. No one was injured, and about 35 people had turkey that otherwise would not have.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that we have learned from 50-ish years ago when they tried to do something similar, I think, on WKRP.
The turkeys are hitting the ground like sacks of wet cement.
So we learned a little bit. It's a good story out of Alaska.
She flew 100 miles to drop some of these turkeys off. That's good stuff. It's 11:13 at WTMJ. Speaking of flying, have you heard about this trend? It's called check-in chicken. What is the game of check-in chicken? If you fly a lot, you might be interested in this. That's up next on WTMJ. Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Come hang out with me this weekend. It's going to be fun. It's Experience Wisconsin every Saturday at 1 o'clock. Checking in with some cool, sweet places around our state. This week, it's Rhinelander, it's Lake Geneva. From the north to the south, we have got you covered.
Lights of the Northwoods is one of the best events that we have up here in Rhinelander during the holiday season.
It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ. Gonna be a blast. Hope you'll join us.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Stein for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. The holiday season is upon us, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has you covered. Stop in during their annual Black and Orange weekend this Friday and Saturday for fun surprises to stock those stockings with. December is full of shopping treats. Watch Wisconsin Harley-Davidson Facebook and Instagram page for more details. Be sure to check out WISHD.com for unique ways to purchase that motorcycle for spring riding. Stop by Black and Orange weekend this Friday and Saturday at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanners Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanners has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanners, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
Ready for the best Black Friday prices on household essentials? You'll find them at Fleet Farm. Doors open Friday at 5 a.m. with a free plush penguin for the first 500. Then enjoy great deals like KT Basic Blend Bird Seed for just $9.99. Diamond Crystal Softener Salt is on sale for $3.99 a bag. And premium hardwood fuel pellets are only $4.99 a bag. Plus, if you can't wait, early Black Friday shopping starts Wednesday at 8 p.m. online only. Only at Fleet Farm.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear, cold, low of 14 degrees, wind chills down below zero. Tomorrow, sunny, cold, breezy, a high of 25 with dangerously cold wind chills again near zero. Sunday, sunny, a high of 30. Monday, mostly sunny, 32. On Tuesday, partly cloudy, a high of 31 degrees. It's currently 23. John and Adam with you on Wisconsin's Midday News. Jessica and Greg back on Monday. He'll be back on Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, have you heard of the game Check-in Chicken? Check-in Chicken.
I don't believe I have.
All right, it's related to flying. So if you fly, and I fly a lot, and this actually just happened to me. I did this on accident. But if you fly a lot, if you don't pay extra to get your specific seat, and Rhea, you just flew somewhere, so you can probably relate to this too. If you don't pay extra for your seat, a lot of times if you buy the cheapest ticket, your seat is assigned at check-in, or even if you've bought a medium level fare, 24 hours ahead of time, you're allowed to check in for your flight. You get the email or the text and it says, you can check in for your flight now. You leave in 24 hours. If you don't buy an expensive ticket and you go to check in, a lot of times your seat will be near the back of the plane or your seat will be unassigned. So here's check-in chicken. If you want to avoid that really crappy seat, early on in the check-in process, the airline will release for free the least desirable seats. You look at the seating chart when it's time to check in, and it might be seats near the bathroom, it might be seats at the back or in the middle. If you don't check in, so you don't click that check-in button and you're willing to roll the dice a little bit, as it gets closer to check-in, like instead of 24 hours out, like 8 hours before your flight or 6 hours before your flight, and you finally check in, they will have given away a lot of those cheap seats to people who are nervous, or I guess, quote, normal people who want to go ahead and check in. They've now been assigned the crappy seats. So the only seats left on the plane are seats in the emergency row, seats further near the front of the plane, seats with extra leg room, because once the carriers run out of those bad economy seats, it frees up the better options, such as those ones near the front of the plane. So here's the deal, though. If there aren't any of the free seats left, they will assign you a good seat. But if you wait too long to check in, and the flight is overbooked, the airline will give away your seat. So it's threading the needle, right? So you get the check-in notice 24 hours ahead of time. You don't check in right away because you're hoping to get a good seat. But if you wait too long, which is generally like 2 hours before your flight, if the flight is overbooked, they can give away your seat. So you're rolling the dice. How do you feel? If you need to get on that airplane for sure, you should not wait till 2 hours ahead of time. You will, if they give away your seat, get a refund or get booked on the next flight. But if you got to get to New York, like where Rio is going, you're not going to take the chance that you can't get on the plane. But this accidentally happened to me. So I want you guys to jump in here, but really quickly, I'll tell you what happened.
Please do.
We were flying to South Carolina, and I forgot to check in.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the 24-hour notice. Bzzz, I said, I'll get to that in a couple of minutes. I forgot, and I didn't pay extra for the seat. I remembered like 8 hours before our flight, and I was like, and I checked in. All the crappy seats were already booked, and I had a ticket on the flight, and so they assigned me main cabin extra, so I got free booze, I got the extra leg room, I accidentally got a good seat.
So for me, I don't fly nearly as much as you do, John, but when I do, I want the stress taken out of the process. So I usually fly Delta, so I have the Delta app, and they send also 24 hours out, time to check in, and it's almost like brain memory, just boop, check in, and I'm fine. I don't care where I sit on a plane because I've never flown anything other than main economy class anyway. And we're planning a trip overseas for next year. I rest assured this will not be part of my overseas flight planning process.
Yeah, if you want stress-free, this is not the way to go. All right, Rhea, where was your flight? Where was your seat on the flight back from New York?
I like a window seat so I can watch the view, so it was in the back of the plane, but I just needed to get to where I was going, so I didn't really care about where I sat or how much it cost, so it was fine for me.
You just wanted to be on the plane.
Just want to get there.
You got to make sure you get there. Yeah, if stress is not your thing or you don't fly a lot, this is not, check-in chicken is not probably the thing that you want to do. And like I said, it happened accidentally to us. I'm thinking about doing it, though. But it depends where you're going. Like if you're on a trip, and you have to get somewhere to start that trip, like get on a cruise ship, or you're only on a 4-day trip to New York or somewhere, and you don't want to take any chance on losing the day, yeah, this is kind of ballsy. You don't want to really
And also it depends on the airport, too. I think if you're trying to pull this at Mitchell, you also have to do the dance of knowing, like, okay, when I get there, I need everything to be smooth also. And usually at our airport, that is the case because it's just such a quick check-in process. Security is usually, save for some busy days, pretty easy. You try pulling this at JFK, or if you're flying out of LAX,
even O'Hare
or Hartman in Atlanta, no chance.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. It's 11:21 at WTMJ. Up next, a detailed look at that Black Friday weather and an interesting phenomenon in the weather that happened yesterday. Tyler Moore is with us after the break.
Hi, Monica.
This is our WOW engagement ring for Christmas.
Wow.
It features a 1-carat created diamond center stone.
Completely surrounded by a halo of little created diamonds that makes it look huge.
And each of those 3 bands is covered in diamonds.
I've never seen anything like it.
2 carats total weight.
There's no way this is less than $5,000.
No, we're selling these for half that much.
$24.98? I need to lie down and put a cool rag on my forehead.
And you can choose a 1-carat round, oval, or radiant diamond as your center stone.
Kessler's is the coolest store in the world.
But there's more. Look at this.
It's a matching pendant. Take that rag off your head and get up, Rick. You have to see this.
How big is that?
It's a 1.5 carat created diamond, surrounded by the same halo of little created diamonds. 2 1/3 carats total weight.
This tag says it's just $1,998.
See it for yourself at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Numbness, tingling in the hands, arms, legs, feet. Time to go see Dr. Alex Young and my team at Connect Chiropractic. Regular chiropractic care can bring life-changing results for folks who suffer from neuropathy and fibromyalgia, nervous system issues that can be corrected, and no worries about twisting, cracking, or popping. The docs at Connect Chiro use all the same method, a special tool that is pain-free and effective for your adjustments. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa or get started online at goconnectchiro.com.
St. Nick's Eve is Thursday, December 5th, and Winky's Hallmark and Gifts has everything the jolly old guy needs to stuff the stockings. Candies and chocolates, children's books, ornaments, plush toys, winter hats, and so much more. Bring the fun back to holiday shopping at Winky's, where you'll find something for everyone on your list. Visit us on the corner of Silver Spring and Lake Drive in Whitefish Bay, or shop online at winkysgifts.com.
Gotta get to Winkies now.
Oh, if you're out running around out there, I don't have to tell you, it is chilly. I took the dogs out this morning. It was so windy. The dogs were like, "What are we doing?" I said, "We're going outside to go potty." They looked at me like, "Well, you're not going potty outside." Took them out. They did their thing. I got a corgis. You have corgi.
Mm-hmm.
Those little legs don't like it when there's a little bit of snow and ice out there.
No, Nico was running very fast to do her business and get back. I also bike still to work every single day. This was the first day I got the heavy industry coat that I have, zipped all the way up, balaclava on, ear covers on,
You're
and
brave.
I still had burning eyebrows on my way in.
It is one of those mornings for sure, and there's a lot of pedestrian traffic out there. Let's bring in our friend, meteorologist Tyler Moore. Tyler, it is a chilly Black Friday. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, guys. Yeah, good morning. I guess it's turning the page from Thanksgiving right into Christmas time is what it feels like when you step outside.
Man, it sure does. How cold did we get last night, and how cold are we going to get today? Or how warm, I should say, which isn't very warm.
Yeah, well, temperatures really didn't drop too far last night. It just felt that way. I mean, we had low temperatures in the 20s and upper teens, which isn't that bad, but when you factor in that wind that we're feeling when you step outside, yeah, that was causing wind chills even down near zero at times in some spots. So we're only going to be in the mid-20s for highs today. We're already in the 20s right now, so not much warmer. That breeze keeps our wind chills single digits to teens. Tonight, though, it gets colder. Low temperature down near 14. That wind, though, once again, the driving factor, that wind chill potentially getting below zero for the first time this winter as we wake up tomorrow morning.
Tyler Moore with us from Storm Team 4 on Wisconsin's Midday News. So, Tyler, we were hearing from some people in Dodge and northern Jefferson counties last night. Of course, much of the area saw some snow flurries. You saw them on NBC during the Packer game in Green Bay. But there were some people saying they were getting extra snow, and it appears this had to do with a power plant in Portage and the steam that is created making for extra snow. How did this happen?
Yeah, it's a really interesting phenomenon, and we normally see it, a couple times every winter, every season that it gets cold. And it's not only the one that was in Portage that caused that one. I also saw reports up in Menominee, up by Eau Claire. The same thing happened yesterday as well, where some parts of the south side of Eau Claire actually picked up like an inch of snow. Caused by some of the power plants and factories that can produce some of that steam. So the science behind it is obviously we had the cloud deck that was in place, a lot of low-level moisture, and the cold air in place. We were missing a couple things, though. We needed more moisture. And if you guys didn't know, inside of every raindrop or snowflake is a little piece of dust or dirt. In the science world, we call it condensation nuclei. So there needs to be something for those water droplets to attach to condense on, and same thing for snowflakes as well. That's where the power plant comes in play. So the power plant throws up this warm, moist, rising steam into the clouds that are moist, but not moist enough to produce snow. And then once as that air gets added, that's the missing ingredients that you can get that narrow band of snow to produce more of those snowflakes. And because our winds were out of the northwest from Portage, you draw a line and it pretty much cuts right through southern Dodge and into Jefferson County. And those are the areas that saw a little bit more of that light snowfall accumulation yesterday.
Interesting stuff. I never knew that was a thing. Lead us through the next 5 days. What are we looking at beginning tonight, Tyler?
Yeah, it's really more of the same. There's not much in our weather that changes for at least the last couple of days of November into December. So tonight, clear skies, cold. We talked about those wind chills. Saturday, we're really not going to warm up much. Same thing as today, mid-20s for highs. Those wind chills and that breeze will still be a factor. Sunday, there's a hint of a warm-up with a high temperature near 30. I guess the one good thing about this weekend, and we're seeing it out there right now, is the sunshine starting to come out, and it will be with us all weekend long. Monday, lower 30s, mostly sunny. And then Tuesday night into Wednesday is our next system that we're tracking. A quick-moving Clipper system could bring some snow showers Tuesday night into Wednesday.
Meteorologist Tyler Moore. Good stuff, Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too. It is 11:27. Let's check those markets. 30 minutes left, roughly, in trading, and the markets are having a pretty good Friday. Good end to the week, as it looks right now. The Dow right now is up 327 points. That's 0.75%. It's back over 45,000. The NASDAQ is up 157. That's 0.8%. And right now, the S&P is up 41 points on the day. That is almost 0.7%. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Know the difference with Annex. Jason Wilde takes us inside that big Packers win. The sports writer is with us coming up at 11:45 right here on WTMJ.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time Accunet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick Accunet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
WTMJ's Adam Roberts with an assignment for you Wednesday, December 4th. I want you to test your trivia acumen as we continue our WTMJ Trivia Showdown presented by Quizmaster Trivia in support of the annual Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. This coming Wednesday, December 4th, head out to Camp Bar in Wauwatosa, 7 o'clock. You'll be joined by WTMJ's Julia Fellow. And who's this fellow sitting next to me? It's John Mercure. You're going to be out there.
That's right. It's going to be fun.
You big trivia buff?
I will be.
Oh, well, everyone make sure to keep an eye on John and don't let him peek over your scorecard,
right.
too. No cheating allowed. If you can't make it out to Camp Bar in Tosa on Wednesday the 4th, you can still help Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Monetary donations always accepted. You can text CAPCO, that's KAPCO, to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620 for donations. Also, you can grab an unused and unwrapped toy and some of your favorite friends heading over to WTMJ's Trivia Showdown, presented by Quizmaster Trivia in support of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. It's coming up Wednesday, December 4th at Camp Bar in Wauwatosa.
When you need to sell quickly, choose Grandview to buy your home, even if it's less than perfect. Don't waste time and money on finding a real estate agent and dealing with showings. We'll buy your home completely as is. No repairs, not even a clean out. Grandview Homes gives you an offer in hours, and we close on the day you choose in as little as 10 days with no closing costs. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home.
It's 11:30. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, November 29th. Your top story, new details on a deadly overnight crash.
I'm Adam Roberts. Dizzying consequences from contaminated pizza.
And your forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, cold, a low of 14 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 25 degrees. It's currently 23 From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, one person dead, another injured in a crash overnight. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office says a 25-year-old man from Chicago died in a single vehicle accident near 65th and Main Street. A 32-year-old passenger was taken to the hospital for non-fatal injuries. The crash happened about 1 a.m. Police say the driver was speeding, lost control, and hit a tree. The investigation is ongoing.
An update to a story from earlier this year in Dane County involving pizza accidentally laced with THC.
85 people became ill after eating pizza, sandwiches, or garlic bread from famous Yeti's Pizza in Stoughton between October 22nd and 25th. A Dane County health report says the most common symptom was dizziness, for some lasting over 80 hours. Those affected range in age from 1-year-old to 91 years old. How did the contamination happen? The report says it likely occurred when workers borrowed oil for a batch of dough from another business in the building's shared kitchen. That oil was Delta 9 THC-infused oil. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
It's that time of the year, open enrollment for Medicare. Shannon Hills is the regional administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. She tells Wisconsin's Morning News what's new as a result of the Inflation Reduction Act.
In January 2025, the out-of-pocket cost for prescription drugs will be capped at $2,000 a year, regardless of the expense of the drug. And these could be drugs that treat things like cancer, chronic illness, and more.
Open enrollment ends December 7th.
Wine sommeliers on high alert as it appears a wine shortage could be on the way.
Wine production across the globe is set to hit its lowest level in more than 60 years. The International Organization of Vine and Wine says climate change and bad weather are to blame. Output is expected to be down 2% on last year, continuing a downward trend. Last year's biggest wine producer, France, is expected to suffer the most with a drop of 23%. Elaine Cobb, CBS News, Paris.
A fundraiser for Milwaukee's Center Street Jazz Gallery Center for the Arts is raising funds to revitalize the neighborhood with a benefit art sale to fund street-level lighting and an illuminated sign. The benefit art sale begins this Saturday and Sunday from noon to 5 and reopens every Thursday through Sunday until December 14th. The art for sale includes pieces donated by local artists. The gallery is still accepting art donations.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 1134.
This is Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson.
And together, we're part of Johnson & Sons Paving.
Get your parking lot ready now for spring and avoid paying for extra repairs later on.
We'll come out to your property and walk it with you.
Potholes, damaged asphalt, damaged concrete, standing water, you name it. We'll talk to you about your options and fix it.
Plan a budget, set up an overall schedule with Johnson & Sons Paving.
It's all about doing it right the first time. Call us today to schedule a walkthrough and free estimate.
JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Are you okay?
Yep, just building another fire.
You could be creating a major safety hazard, which may lead to chimney fires if you don't schedule routine inspections and cleanings of your fireplace and chimney. Schedule one today with the experienced professionals at Chimney Concepts. In addition to maintenance, Chimney Concepts has the best selection of fireplaces, inserts, gas logs, wood stoves, grills, fire pits, and much more at their showroom, The Fire Factory. Come check out the massive showroom in Port Washington, chimneyconcepts.com or thefirefactory.com.
Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m. Save up to 50% and more throughout the store on Friday-only super deals while supplies last. Like 1-pound bags of Blaine's brand walnut halves or pieces, just $1.89 each. 40% off Continental Pizza Ovens, only $29.99. And get a free $25 Blaine's gift card with every $100 spent on Hill's Science Diet dog or cat food and treats. Save up to 50% and more during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
3rd and 2 for Green Bay. Fake to Jacobs. It's Reed. First down. Reed. Touchdown for the second time on this Thanksgiving night. Seconds are served.
Mike Tirico with the tasty call on NBC as the Packers take down the Dolphins 30-17 Thanksgiving night. Afterwards, the NBC crew teaming up with NFL Hall of Famer and Packers great Leroy Butler to make sure that this year, unlike last year, quarterback Jordan Love gets his turkey leg.
Jordan Love get 2 legs, but they didn't get it to you last year. So I prepared this for you guys.
The Packers now 9-3. They still trail the Lions by 2 games for the NFC North lead, the Vikings by a half game for second place. Tonight on Amazon Prime, it's Black Friday football between the Raiders and the Chiefs. Right now in Madison, the Gophers on the drive against the Badgers in the red zone. Still no score at Camp Randall. Wisconsin must win the Axe today in order to become bowl eligible. And the Bucs back in action tomorrow. They'll be at home at Fiserv Forum, taking on the Washington Wizards.
Let's check those roads. Your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. One delay. It's 894 northbound near Capitol Drive. A little bit of a bump and a hiccup there. It's going to take you a few extra minutes. And 94 westbound, an accident near Calhoun. That's it for your traffic.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Clearing skies, cold and breezy this afternoon. We'll see wind chills into the single digits today, a high around 26 real temp. Mostly clear, cold tonight, wind chills dropping to around 5 below 0 at parts. Mostly sunny, cold and breezy again with wind chills in the single digits on Saturday and a high of 25. Mostly sunny 30 on Sunday, 32 sun on Monday, partly cloudy with late snow chances possible Tuesday, and a high of 31 degrees. Right now it's chilly, windy, and 24 in Milwaukee at 11:38.
Not good news from Camp Randall on a very chilly day. The Badgers have just scored. They're up 6-0. Going for the PAT right here. Not great. The Badgers, by the way, have the longest streak in college football of having a winning season. It's in jeopardy right now. I think it's 22 years in a row that they've had a winning season.
I was just going to say, when is the last time you ever thought going into the battle for the Axe that we'd be playing for our bowl lives just to get into the Cheez-It, Pop-Tarts, Toasty Classic Bowl or whatever in Boca Raton?
Pro Football with Jason Wilde coming up. Jason Wilde joins us live in about 10 minutes.
It's 11:38 on Wisconsin's Midday News. Every Friday, we do a little thing called the Week in Review here on the show. And this week, no different. We had a lot to cover. We had our double dose of Packer dominance this week. We had a bus roll over into a ditch in Racine County. Felony charges were dropped against President-elect Donald Trump. All that and a whole lot more on this week's Week in Review, brought to you, as always, by our friends at Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go.
Absolutely boat race.
Jacobs, no shot, barreling forward, touchdown again, number 3.
Stay tuned for more.
A car slammed into the Ozaki campus early Sunday morning, leaving the front desk area in shambles. Wisconsin Humane Society is working to relocate services for intaking stray animals, lost animal redemptions, and surrender appointments.
I'd like you to meet Peach and Blossom.
President Biden continues an annual White House Thanksgiving tradition today with the turkey pardon.
Based on your temperament and commitment to being productive members of society, I hereby pardon Peach and Blossom. Keep calm and gobble on.
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
Special counsel Jack Smith has officially filed a motion to drop all 4 felony charges against President-elect Donald Trump. These are in connection with his effort to overturn the 2020 presidential election in the lead-up to the January 6th attack of the U.S. Capitol.
Prosecutors point to a long-standing Justice Department policy barring prosecution of a sitting president, but stand by the merits of the charges.
Stephen Roop of Wausau holds the world record for the fastest time to drink 1 liter of gravy. His record, 12 seconds. But most people Ruppel interacts with ask him the same question.
Why?
I really felt in my heart this record belongs in Wisconsin.
Prosecutors allege 6 men paid women for sex between 2019 and April of this year. One man faces 2 felonies, including solicitation and 2 misdemeanors. Those charges for prominent public defender Travis Schwantes.
Today I'm highlighting a new effort to invite experienced police officers.
The mayor is now reaching out to veteran officers who may work elsewhere.
Our plan is a $10,000 incentive.
I'm truly sorry for the harm that I have caused your family.
18-year-old babysitter Kylie Sonneman is heading to prison after admitting to stabbing and suffocating a Sussex family's dog to death in January.
Rozier bounces it once, launches from 3 to tie it, and he missed it wide right.
Milwaukee's going to hold on for an improbable win. The Bucks still perfect here in NBA Cup play.
The Holy Grail, Dr. Jones.
We got what looks like a terrifying scene from the Racine County Sheriff's Office. This is northwest Racine County, just off of Highway 36. You have a school bus that is on its head, off of the highway in a ditch, and only the driver of the school bus was on board at the time. Is that right, E? No children on the bus?
No one inside the bus.
The Greenfield man who worked professionally as a clown will now see 30 years behind bars for killing his infant daughter more than 3 decades ago.
What do you think about maybe playing some cold in Green Bay?
Yeah, I'm excited to kill narratives, so let's go. Bring it on.
Ask, and it shall be given you. 4th and goal from the 1. Tua faking. England fell. Tua sacked.
Make sure Jordan Love get 2 legs, because they didn't get it to you last year. So I prepared this for you guys.
Get the win, get the turkey leg after. It was very delicious.
What a week, eh?
What about that pie? Dysentery was always a crowd pleaser.
Gobble on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
What a week it was. The Weekend Review brought to you, as always, by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Up next, the best in the business. Jason Wilde breaks down that Packers game straight ahead on the Midday Show.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
If you own a company or you're in management, you know how valuable your local employees are. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Show your gratitude with a company holiday party at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, recently voted the best supper club in the area. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free. Half your employees' dinners are free, saving your company hundreds of dollars, and they get a great dinner in a fantastic atmosphere. The Fox and Hounds, tucked into the Kettle Moraine Forest, the warmth and aroma of the real wood-burning fireplaces hits you as soon as you walk in the door. And the holiday decorations are incredible, putting your employees in the holiday spirit. Gift cards make perfect holiday gifts. With the buy one dinner, get one free offer, it's like getting a free gift card. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The drive is beautiful. I love this place. Book your company holiday party and order your gift cards today at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. Relax tonight. Enjoy your free dinner. foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
It's a bully that will not let up until you do something about it. And the worst part is that the bullying happens when you're at your most vulnerable. You might as well have your hands tied behind your back while that bully puts one hand over your mouth and pinches your nose with the other. He'll let up, let you catch your breath, and then he'll do it again. Sleep apnea is a bully. Not long ago, we heard our friend John tell you about how his bully was stopping his breathing in his sleep over 145 times an hour. Think about what that can do to your body's organs. It's no wonder that the snowball effects of long-term obstructive sleep apnea are heart disease, stroke, even depression and anxiety. But this problem is solvable, and we have solutions, and you'll be surprised at how simple they are.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. It's time to put that bully in his place. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
It is Black Friday and a chilly one at that. Clear tonight as we look into the later part of the day. We'll watch those wind chills dipping below zero. Your real temp tonight around 14, but it's not going to feel like that. Mostly sunny for your Saturday. Continued cold, a high of 25. Wind chills in the single digits above zero. Mostly sunny then Sunday, a high of 30. 32 Monday and sun. Late snow possible Tuesday and 31 degrees. Right now it's 24 and cold in Milwaukee at 11:46.
Oh, he is Jason Wilde and Tausch, 9 a.m. to noon, Monday through Friday, and he is the driving force behind that show. It's on ESPN Milwaukee. He is the turkey on our platter. He's the dessert in our Thanksgiving feast. He is Jason Wilde. Hello, Wilde.
Wow, and the intro music, Stevie Wonder. I love it. How you guys doing?
Good. Yeah, nobody spins the hits coming into segments like Rhea does, that's for sure. Hey, I want to ask you about the weather. Dolphins looked cold. They looked soft. Tua spoke a big game beforehand, and it didn't happen. Did the weather definitely affect this game? What did you see? What did you hear?
Yeah, I didn't think it was as big of a factor as how well the Packers played, right? I mean, getting off to the start that they did, which was really weird, right? Like, they have the big kickoff return, then their offense sputters, they punt, and maybe the weather factors in to the Dolphins punt returner, Malik Washington, misjudging or misplaying the punt, gives them the ball, the Packers get a touchdown, they're up 7-0 like that. I don't know if the cold was too big of a factor for the Dolphins. Certainly they looked uncomfortable, but when they got things going, they still looked fast, their offense still functioned, but by the time they actually did get things going, the Packers were pretty much in control.
Jason, is this just another reminder, though, if you're in the pregame pressers on Monday and Tuesday and people ask you those bait questions, like maybe just play mum because you never want to be on the other end when something like that happens?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Tua was trying to maybe manifest this, right, because he had never won when the temperature was below 46 degrees, and he knew the narrative, but he was a little aggressive. You know, I love to kill narratives. Well, this one's going to keep living because you didn't get the job done.
Is Jordan Love settling into a more mistake-free rhythm? Kind of reminds me of what happened the second half of last year.
It does. It sure does look like he's kind of rediscovered himself. And look, if we're being fair to him, you know, there's a couple of factors that were at play, right? First of all, not being healthy, right? He gets the knee injury at the end of the opener in Brazil against the Eagles and misses 2 games, then is rusty when he comes back, throws the 3 picks against Minnesota. I also think that much like, you know, our children, as you get older and as you get more experience, you start to test the boundaries and test the limits a little bit more. And I think Jordan, in his second year as a starter, felt like, hey, I can take some more chances now. I'm not just the guy who's got to run the offense, you know, just black and white exactly the way it's drawn up. But I think now he looks healthy, he looks confident, and most importantly, he is taking, in those instances where he has a choice between taking a risk and taking a check down and dumping the ball off and living to fight another day, he's choosing the check down. And what is beautiful about that is that he's got a couple of guys that when he dumps the ball to them, they're so physical and so talented that they're able to turn it into a bigger play. We saw that last night with Tucker Kraft. We saw that last night with Josh Jacobs, who turned a 3-yard pass into a 49-yard gain. And when you do that, that is really exciting. And it reinforces the idea of, hey, I don't have to throw the ball 49 yards downfield because I could throw it 3 yards downfield with much less risk, and Josh Jacobs could turn it into a huge play.
Hey, Jason, want to hit you with some breaking news that we're seeing from ESPN right now. Sources telling them the Bears have fired Coach Matt Eberflus. This is not something that Chicago does during the season. They're known for keeping their head coaches through the year and then canning them on Black Monday. But it looks like, and again, ESPN is reporting this, that Eberflus is out after a confusing sequence against the Lions yesterday. What's your instant reaction to that?
Oh, I'm just absolutely shocked. I can't believe it. If you want, and look, I don't rejoice at anyone losing their job ever. And by all accounts, you know, Matt LaFleur has become buddies with Matt Eberflus. I think they were at like a Marquette game together last spring. But you can't end a game like they ended the game on national television when you're the only game being played on Thanksgiving at that point in the day. I mean, that was embarrassing. And you're the coach. Like, even if you want to say, well, we had a plan and our rookie quarterback didn't necessarily execute it the way it was supposed to be executed, you have a timeout. And now you get to take that into unemployment because you still have the timeout. That was just, I could not I was watching it unfold, and I was like, what is he doing? And then, CBS's cameras cut to him, and he's just got this kind of befuddled look on his face. I would actually have been surprised if they had not fired him today, frankly.
He is Jason Wilde, getting ready for Black Friday shopping as the Bears Black Friday shop for a new coach. Boy, that is so sad. I'm just crushed. I wish he was staying because he's terrible. He's 14-32 during his tenure. He's awful. As a Packer fan, I wish he would be coach there forever.
Well, the good news for you as a Packers fan is they'll most likely mess up the next hire, too, given their track record.
Hey, Jason, thanks for making time on us for what's an off day for you. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the weekend with your family.
All right, everybody. Take care. Be good.
Whew, that is big news. Only because the Bears have had other bad coaching situations, and they've literally never done this in the middle of the season. But they had to. And then for his response afterwards that he thought he did okay. He thought they had a good plan. He lost the locker room. The players in the locker room yesterday, I was reading and hearing everywhere, were befuddled. Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, Eberflus, living up to the name, I suppose.
Yeah, Eberflus.
Eberflus?
Matt Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus.
I don't rejoice anybody losing their job either, because seriously, we all got to make a living. That's terrible, but boy, they just can't get it right down there. It is 11:52 at WTMJ.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
The country gearing up for more record-breaking travel this holiday weekend.
Eric Bilstad.
It's official. The USS Beloit will now be on its way to Florida.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
It's a tough one. Yeah, westbound 94. We've got the freeway closed in Johnson Creek.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
What you doing?
I'm completely sealing up all the doors to get the house ready for winter.
How will we get in and out?
We'll just have to hunker down till spring.
Sometimes getting your home ready for winter is best left to professionals. The same is definitely true for your vehicles. And now's the time to visit any of the 115 Adam member new car dealers to get your oil changed. Have your brakes and wipers checked and make sure your tires will get you through a long Wisconsin winter. Visit ADAMM.com to find the nearest Adam member dealer.
Craft your Brewers mini plan for the 2025 season, featuring all new 6-packs and 12-packs. Get in on the action with great ticket rates, marquee matchups, and priority seating. Plus, you'll get a limited edition Brewers Crowler with each 12-pack or pair of 6-packs. Looking to customize your games to fit your schedule? Build your own ticket plan options are also available. Pick the plan for you at brewers.com/ticketfinder.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studio. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Number 7 clear. It's the only thing that drowns those tears.
I hear you're doing a little Black Friday shopping over there.
Yeah, and if the music didn't give it away, I'm shopping for something in particular. Wisconsin's Midday News. Adam Roberts alongside John Mercure. Yeah, you kind of teed it up a little bit. So we brought this up very briefly earlier this week. There's a special auction happening right now. It's going on through about mid-December, and it's involving a very particular kind of alcohol in a state that is very known for this. I'm talking, of course, about bourbon and Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Match made in heaven. Now, this bourbon is a special kind of bourbon, specifically. Let's hear from ABC's Richard Cantu.
A new state law allows alcohol from closed criminal investigations to be auctioned off. Bourbons up for sale include 2 bottles of Old Rip Van Winkle, a Blanton Single Barrel Gold in a box with Japanese markings, and a bottle of 4 Roses Small Batch Barrel Strength 2011. Richard Cantu, ABC News.
It sounds like he was excited about that Old Rip Van Winkle out there.
I think he's got bids in.
So, interesting you point that out. So, when I saw that this was happening, I thought to myself, that sounds like a little bit of Black Friday shopping I could do. I have a lot of people in my life that enjoy themselves a nice fine bourbon, 2 fingers high, a couple of ice cubes in there. So I submitted my entry into a couple of the bottles.
Oh, you registered your bidding?
I did. Now, this process was not as simple as, I want to just, $500, $600.
Okay.
You have to go through a whole process. There's a website on teamkentucky.com, and you have to give your driver's license. You have to give your email address. So I'm about to get some really weird targeted ads on my YouTube videos.
Some really
recently.
good targeted ads.
I think so. So let's run through a couple of the bids that I have put in for, and we'll see where we're at right now. So I had a bid in because Greg Matzik, I co-hosted with him on Midday a few days ago, and he told me his favorite bourbon is Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, that's a very specific ask, but maybe there will be one. Well, it turns out there is, in fact, a 10-year aged Eagle Rare bottle for sale. So I put in a casual bid, $150.
Ooh, that's a pretty nice bid. Okay.
Well, I got outbid. We are currently here at $11.56. The bottle is sitting at $1,400.
Whoa. You got to go $1,450 right now. $1,450. I'm going to come over and hit your keyboard. Is your count up over there?
It is. You stay away.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money for one bottle. Now, I'm not saying there aren't very expensive bottles. I mean, Glen McKenna, I know that can go for, depending on the kind and the age, thousands of dollars, but that seems like a lot. So we got a couple other ones. I was really interested in the Blanton single barrel with the Japanese markings on the front.
Okay.
I think that'd be good to toast as we prepare for our trip to Japan
Yeah, you're
next
going to
year.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
So I had put in a bid of that for $200.
Wow.
Little,
okay.
and I say little with air quotes, more reasonable. Now sitting at $625.
Oh, okay. I'm coming over there. You gotta up the bid.
I think maybe
Rhea,
that
I'm going
one,
over here.
Maybe that one I could bid for maybe a little more. I don't want to go too much higher though.
Where's your account at?
It's right here, John.
Can I? What should we bid?
All right.
No, I don't want to do this. You're saving for a trip to Japan.
That is true.
All right, I'm going back over here, but you ought to do another bid.
Well, how about this one? I mentioned this bottle earlier, the Breeders' Cup Maker's Mark. Remember, I had mentioned one that was signed by jockey Mike Smith?
Right.
Well, how about I bid on that one? Let's see what that's going for. And it's at $27,000.
What?
$27,000.
That's a lot of money.
Now, I know Mike Smith, signature, that'll mark that up, but that's...
Well, he is a big deal, but that's a lot of money. Like, I would never drink that.
No.
You collect that, right? You put that on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, no, I'm not doing that.
So if you are interested, head over to teamkentucky.com. You have to make an account, go through all the steps, but if it's what you're into, you have between now and I think December 11th to place your bids. So I will say, if I take a couple of days off around mid-December, I think I'm making a trip to Frankfort, Kentucky, just so you know.
Better to make the drive. It is 11:58 at WTMJ. We've got news straight ahead at the top of the hour.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. And they're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
During your career, investments piled up. From 401ks to brokerage accounts, it turned into quite a collection. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. We've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews a portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often, because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved, but here you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12:01. I'm John Mercure, in for Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, November 29th. Your top story, counted, canvassed, and certified. And your forecast, clearing skies tonight, cold and breezy, a low of 14 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 25. Right now, it's 23 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it's official and it's verified.
I will now sign the official canvass for the presidential electors, and following that, a certificate of determination, which details the total number of votes cast for the election of presidential electors.
Wisconsin Elections Commission Chair Ann Jacobs signing Wisconsin's canvass statements earlier this morning. All state level and federal results are now certified. The certificate now heads to Governor Tony Evers for him to sign and transmit to the applicable federal authorities.
A man from Milwaukee has been charged in connection to a cocaine overdose death on Christmas Eve. Lateet Davis facing first 3 reckless homicide charges for delivering drugs that led to the death of a man from West Allis, who was found dead in his home near 93rd and National on Christmas Eve in 2022. Davis faces a homicide charge because of Wisconsin's Len Bias law, inspired by a standout basketball player from the University of Maryland who died from an accidental cocaine overdose in his dorm room. If convicted, Davis faces up to 40 years in prison and $100,000 in fines.
One person is dead in a rollover crash overnight on Thanksgiving. It happened about 1:40 in the morning on the east to north ramp of the stadium interchange. Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says a 34-year-old woman tried making a last-second exit and was ejected from her SUV when it hit the yellow barrels and flipped onto its roof. She died at the hospital and was the only person in the vehicle. Authorities say alcohol may have been a factor in the crash.
The Thanksgiving return rush is underway, and slushy November weather means some passengers could experience delays getting home. ABC's Trevor Alt.
Lake effect snow warning stretching from Ohio to New York. As much as a foot of snow expected in Maine. And just south, pouring rain from New York City down to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. Travelers head home. TSA is expecting several busy days ahead, and Sunday could be the agency's busiest day ever, expecting to screen more than 3 million passengers.
Here at home, the weather story is the cold weather instead of the snow. We'll have your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast in about 4 minutes.
And 85 million people are expected to hit the stores on this Black Friday.
Even though the crowds aren't quite as intense as they used to be on this day, it doesn't mean money isn't being spent.
The average shopper is spending $480 during that time period.
And Carroll University's Jay Jacobson tells Wisconsin's Morning News it's not just a big day for the big box stores. The smaller local businesses are reaping the benefits as well.
They may not have the marketing spend, but they're picking up some residual benefit just from people being out shopping.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
The National Retail Federation estimates people will spend about $900 per person today. That makes me nervous. There's 2 in our house. That means $1,800? It's a lot of money.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. A half day today for the New York Stock Exchange, and they are now closed for trading today. And looking at the big three, it was a pretty nice day for the majors. The Dow finishing Friday up 188 points at 44,910. The Nasdaq up 157 at 19,218. And the S&P 500 was a point below 6,000 on the day as we started trading. They're now ending it up 33 at 6,032. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports traffic and weather up next. Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 12:05.
Promise and still get the job. We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal. To do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors. your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
When you work at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll be helping us help others. There are many that need our help, and we need your help to carry out our mission. St. Vincent de Paul is always looking for part-time team members. You'll get competitive pay, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling. So apply online at svdpmilw.org or stop by Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, or 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
What can happen if you don't have an estate plan?
Your assets may not go to your intended heirs.
Dan Kraus from Kraus Estate Planning and Elder Law Center.
If you're in a second marriage, are you sure that your spouse and your children aren't going to fight over your stuff after you're gone? Loved ones could face financial hardship. The courts may decide on guardianship for your children. You may leave behind nothing because of nursing expenses. I've seen all of these things happen. Don't let them happen to your family.
Contact Kraus Estate Planning and Elder Law Center at estateplanningpeople.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports. That's not going well at Camp Randall. Minnesota scores again. Badgers down 14-zip. About 10 and a half minutes left in the second quarter. Earlier this week, Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua had this to say about playing in the cold weather on Thanksgiving at Lambeau.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to kill narratives, so let's go. Bring it on.
How'd that work out? Not so well. They lose 30-17. Packers win 30-17, that means. By the way, Tua is now 0-8 in games played under 45 degrees. And tonight on Amazon Prime, Black Friday football between the Raiders and the Chiefs. Plus Bucks in action tomorrow at home against Washington.
All right, let's take a look at those roads. Your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. We had an earlier broken down vehicle on 94 South, but that has been taken care of. So I would say this is about as good a Black Friday travel forecast as you're going to get for sitting at 12:08. No incidents, no delays across the board. Everything is looking nice and green this Black Friday.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, cold, a low of 14 degrees. Wind chills down to 5 below in some areas. Tomorrow, sunny, cold, breezy, a high of 25 with significant wind chills. Could touch 0. On Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 30. Monday, sunny, 32. On Tuesday, slight chance for a little bit of late snow, a high of 31 degrees. It's currently 23.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Here's Greg Matzik.
Greg is knee-deep in some Good Friday sale somewhere. I can guarantee he's holding a cute little girl, daughter's hand somewhere, and they are tearing it up.
Were you ever a early morning riser in any capacity for this, or Michelle, for that matter?
Never, and thankfully she's not either. No, never. No, first off, I hate mornings, and second off, I don't like crowds, so that's an equation for no, pass. You and Dovey ever go out early?
Well, I did it one time with my aunt as a child when she used to live in Eau Claire. Well, still does live in Eau Claire, but we did it one morning at a Best Buy, and I remember I was being maybe 8, 9 years old, and just bodies on bodies running around, and I was like, never, ever again.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. All right, let's get to it.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number one, if you happened to look at the skies last night, either while you were watching the Packer game or just out and about, you probably noticed there was some snow flying, some light snow, although if you were in parts of Dodge County, you maybe got a little extra because of that Portage power plant situation. Well, we are continuing to keep an eye on the skies today, and so is the city of Milwaukee. They are running a general ice operation for snow that has been falling this Friday. Crews will be treating the main streets like they usually do. You'll see the brine lines as you drive around, treating for current snow and preventing any freeze back, as we are expecting to see temperatures sticking below freezing for much of the next few days. I think our next day we get maybe at all above freezing won't be until Monday. I will say this is my message to the city of Milwaukee. Please, I am begging you, also do the bike lanes, because I have to ride in those, and there were definitely some slippery patches heading down from my house to downtown this morning.
Yeah, and the carve-outs and the sidewalks. Do the carve-outs so people in wheelchairs or people who have trouble walking can easily cross the street. All right, the second thing It is cold at Camp Randall right now. It's the 5th coldest game in Camp Randall history and the coldest in 60 years. It was 22 degrees at kickoff. Winds out of the west. It is chilly, meaning the real field temperature is about 10 degrees at Camp Randall right now. There have been only 4 other games in the history of the storied stadium that have been colder. The coldest, by the way, if you're keeping score at home, was 11 degrees. 3 of the top 5 coldest games have come against Minnesota. And the Badgers have won most of those games, but it's not looking good right now. The only thing right now that's colder than the temperature on the field is the Badgers' offense.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Now, I've been at Camp Randall for some cold games. I played in the state championship game in high school in 2009. That was cold and windy. Just this year, we had snow falling. It was actually layered on the grass. And Wisconsin usually plays Minnesota their last game of the season anyway, so it is one of the colder games on the schedule.
Let's hope they can warm that offense up a little bit. Right now, it's 14-0 in the second quarter at Camp Randall. We'll keep you updated as we go through the rest of the afternoon.
Number 3, in addition to Badger football today on a Friday, it is also Black Friday. It's a busy shopping week. Millions, maybe billions expected to be spent just this weekend alone, and then also closing in on nearly $1 trillion by the end of the holiday season. And there's deals to be found. First, we turn to USA Today's Charisse Jones.
If you go in the store, you get tempted by all this stuff you don't need. You sit in the car, they bring it out to you, so you don't regret the purchase later, and you're not paying next year for this year's purchases. It's like
just some things to keep in mind. Yeah, going through some of the usual suspects for where you can find some doorbuster deals, although we're well past the start of doorbuster deals. There's some places, John, where you can still get some really good prices. You were mentioning to me there's a Kohl's that just opened up earlier this year right by us here at the Market Hall. They've got 50% off a lot of items. I'm looking through some things right now. If you need a new karaoke speaker, $40,
Who doesn't?
usually $80. Right now, Gabagood's G-Kids Doodle Pad, $13. Or if you're like me and just want a new Nike fleece, usually $85. Starting today at $30 a pop.
Kohl's has dining and kitchen items also, and if you're into Kohl's Cash, usually you get $10 Kohl's Cash for every $50 you spend. Today you get $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 that you spend, so it's a deal for sure.
Also, some other stuff. Earlier this morning, I was passing by Lakefront Brewery on my way into work. They do their usual Black Friday beer giveaway. The line was wrapping around the brewery, and I came in at about 8 o'clock this morning. There were people probably standing overnight.
There were. I saw an interview with 2 guys who were camped out there overnight, and it was cold last night.
Also, at the Miller High Life Theater tonight, Twas the Night Before. Actually, doors just opened for that. That show kicks off at 1 o'clock.
Cirque du Soleil.
That's right. My sister's going to be going to that show with her boyfriend later, or right now, actually. They did have a doorbuster deal, 50% off those tickets. That has since well expired. So happy shopping, everyone. Be safe out there. And don't forget, it's a busy weekend of shopping as well. Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday coming up to start the week.
About 3 years ago, I had a dream that Greg Matzik and I were in Cirque du Soleil together, and we were on the same trapeze. I'm not kidding. It's nothing weirder than that.
Okay,
That's weird enough,
who catches who?
I think he caught me. He's much more athletic than I am.
He is very
And I
strong.
remember I was falling when he let me go, and then I woke up. It was terrifying. I thought we were friends. It is 12:14 at WTMJ. Coming up next, how are you feeling about your weight? How are you feeling about what you're carrying around right now? A survey on how people did last year, how it's affecting this year when it comes to weight and eating and all that stuff, and the outlook as we head into 2025. That's up next.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There was an incident on Blue Mountain Road going eastbound where 2 lanes are blocked.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
Hi, Debbie, Michael. I-94 eastbound. There is a crash that the sheriff now has the right lane blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
All right, so it's time to talk about Capco Kids to Kids Christmas. I got this crinkled piece of paper. Adam already read once and thought he was done, and so he crinkled it literally and threw it out.
Man,
but
why you got to throw me under like this
I got
right
it.
now? It's a holiday. Be nice.
You did a good job. You retrieved it, and I have it right here. So let me tell you about it. It's Capco's Kids to Kids Christmas. Julia Fellow and I are doing a trivia thing on December 4th at Camp Bar. That's next Wednesday. Camp Bar in Tosa at 7 o'clock. We're going to come out. We're going to do some trivia. We want you to come out and play trivia with us. Adam might be there. You have to get up really early in the morning, so I won't hold you to that.
I was at the first one with Vinny and Greg, and I'll be at this one too. It's in Tosa. It's an easy ride.
It is. It's Camp Bar beginning at 7 o'clock. It benefits Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. If you don't want to bring a toy in, you can make a monetary donation. An easy way to do that is text the word Capco to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. Text the word Capco to that number, or grab that gift and come out and meet Julia. She's fantastic. We will be there 7 o'clock Wednesday at Camp Bar in Tosa.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan cost $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick AccuNet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You want to know the price of a new roof on your home today? Well, it's easy. Just go to TriCountyContracting.com, click on the Instant Roof Quote button, put in your address and email, click the Show My Roof Price, and there you go. Zero wait time. There's your quote. You shop online for everything else. Who says you can't shop online for a new roof? TriCountyContracting.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContracting.com.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear low of 14. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 25. Sunday, sunny, 30. Monday, sunny, 32. On Tuesday, partly cloudy, a high of 31 degrees.
I like them big. I like them chunky.
If you're like me, you probably ate too much yesterday. If you're like me, you'll eat too much today. And if you're like me, you'll eat too much next month. It's just what happens. And I have a bad sweet tooth, so this time of year, I'm constantly eating.
What's the leftover situation like after yesterday in the Mercure household?
It's not bad because we went somewhere else for Thanksgiving, but we did take leftovers. So we brought just enough stuff for leftover turkey sandwiches today, and I brought home a big plate of lots of desserts. So that's kind of... What about you?
It's actually 0. So we were at my grandmother's house in Sheboygan. Now, it's 0 now because we left before they could do the whole, hey, here, have a Tupperware of this, Tupperware of that.
Don't you miss that?
Well, we're going to be having another gathering on Saturday with my dad's side, and I know he's going to try to pass off everything under the roof to us.
Why do you make it sound bad? I love Thanksgiving
because
leftovers.
I never eat it in time before it gets bad, and then I've got a half pound of turkey in the back of the fridge.
I'm eating it today. I'm going home after the show. The only thing I got planned for today is to eat that leftovers. I'm going to get on top of that and destroy it.
Just miss me with the cranberry sauce. That will never get eaten.
What? I love the cranberry sauce.
Yeah, I said that just to get a rise out of you.
I love that.
I
the
do
one
not
in the
like
can is the one that I like, actually.
Yeah, the little...
Slice it. It's like, oh my God, that's fantastic. I bring this all up because there's a new survey out that shows that 24% of Americans are carrying all the extra weight they put on last holiday season. All of it. And it's on average 9 pounds. They didn't lose any of it this year. Or if they lost some of it, they refound it. And the average American expects to gain another 6 pounds between Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's a lot.
A lot to be carrying around.
That's a lot. So half of Americans in the survey said they're less healthy than usual at the end of the year. Well, duh. 43%, 43 say they use the end of the year as an excuse to postpone eating healthily. I do this for sure, right?
Yep, I've caught myself too. It's inevitable. You're gonna get looks if you say, "Oh no, I'm trying to, hold off, watch my figure a little bit." And then people will look at you and say, "Really, in December? During the holidays? Okay, bud."
So I brought donuts in this morning, and part of my thought process was, it's Thanksgiving. I already blew it yesterday. I mean, I had 5 desserts. Let's just have donuts. So I'm totally in that mindset. 53% say they've broken a diet at the end of the year. 53%. Well, the other 47 are lying because everybody does that. And 62% of respondents said at the end of the year, it's more enjoyable if you're not worried about healthy habits in their diet, and it's good for their mindset if you just accept that you're not going to worry about it.
So I know every year when we get into January, the big New Year's resolution is almost always, I'm going to get in better shape. I'm going to work out.
Yes.
And yet I always notice, because I keep an eye on it, because I work out from time to time. I don't ever try to convince myself it's going to be every day, because I know that's just not going to happen. But I watch, we have a gym here in the market hall near us, and every January I've been watching to see how busy it is at the start.
For sure.
And slowly watch that number trickle away to a ghost town by the time we hit February.
Oh, there's no doubt. I've seen people on the treadmills here in January that I didn't even think owned tennis shoes.
So, some of them just run in sandals.
Whatever it takes. Barefoot. If you're on the treadmill, that's fine.
Don't run barefoot.
Is that
on
bad?
the
That's
treadmill.
bad etiquette, isn't it?
That's bad.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not a great thing. It is 12:21 at WTMJ. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love my dogs. Bella and Baxter, an important part of our family. They're kind of like kids sometimes. And like kids, they weren't always listening, but I've got it figured out now. Thanks to Matt and his teams at Sit Means Sit Dog Training, our dogs are better behaved. They don't bark as much. They just listen better. They're happy, confident, obedient. Our house is a better house. Sit Means Sit Dog Training turned it around for us. Let them do the same for you. You can start with a free consultation. The website is sitmeansitwaukesha.com. Sitmeansitwaukesha.com.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Chickens were also located in the basement of the tavern.
Yes, not just chickens. Firearms, cocaine, and pepper spray.
Ooh.
All that found at a tavern on Milwaukee's South Side earlier this year. We'll get to that in a moment. First, we need some context, John. It's Wisconsin's Midday News. John Mercure and Adam Roberts filling in for Greg and Jessica. So all of this centers around a story that I found a few days ago, and I wanted to marinate on this, pun with chickens intended, because it was such an eye-tilting, head-scratching, what is going on here story. So every so often I watch the city news channel that is for the city of Milwaukee.
What?
You know, we have the licensing committees. I am not the only one. I guarantee you Eric Bilstead also watches some of those from time to time. Well, I came across a licensing committee hearing from earlier this week, and they voted to revoke a license for a bar called El Cielo, which is at 12th and National on Milwaukee's South Side. Now, that seems innocuous enough, whatever. But during the quick rescinding of the license, they mentioned, because of those chickens at the bar, I just don't think this is something we need to waste any time on. So I was like, wait, chickens at the bar? I have to dig back further on this. And so I headed to November 12th at City Hall, where there was a licensing hearing meeting for this bar's owner, Ruben Albino Coyalt is his name, and he's owned the bar for the last 9 years. Now, this bar's had a number of incidents over the last few years, mostly noise violations, things of that ilk. But much of the conversation from this licensing meeting at City Hall this month centered around an incident October 18th during a search of the tavern and the unit above where Coyalt lives. I'll have Police Lieutenant Guadalupe Velasquez read part of the criminal complaint here.
Officers recovered cocaine, drug paraphernalia, a suspected drug sales ledger, and 9mm cartridges. Chickens were also located in the basement of the tavern.
I'll run that last part again.
Chickens were also located in the basement of the tavern.
That's right, 2 chickens.
It's just so casual, and chickens were located in the tavern.
That's someone who's been doing this for a long time. Yep, I've read it all, just going on through. So naturally, this committee has to say, well, wait. What are we talking about here? What about the chickens?
That's my understanding. There were 2 chickens, too. I just wanted him to confirm that because it's not in the report.
And you have a permit for them?
No.
No, I don't have a permit for these. That's Attorney Vincent Bobbitt speaking for Coyle and Alderwoman Jocasta Zamarripa. And the Alderwoman, again, had to back up.
The chickens that were located in the basement of the tavern, why were they there?
It's a pretty obvious question.
So crazy.
Why were they there? And so they go on to explain.
And the chickens, what were you going to use the chickens for?
For eat.
So you killed them?
Yeah.
In the basement?
Not the basement, on my house. I live in a dumpster.
You kept them in the basement and then brought them up to kill them?
I put it on my house, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I love the pause at the end.
And the sigh.
Alderwoman Zamarripa has to just, man, I'm trying to go to bat for you here, and you are not making this easy. So ultimately, yes, chickens were confiscated from El Cielo Bar on October 18th and were sent to Maddock. One of them was ultimately euthanized. The other one was kept with the animal control unit. Now, the law says, John, that up to 4 chickens may be kept on a residential property. I have a couple people in my neighborhood who keep chickens. It's not uncommon.
Do they keep them in the basement?
No, they do not.
Do they slaughter them in the kitchen?
And I'm glad you asked, because in addition to needing a permit, they also must be in outdoor coops.
Okay.
So, yeah, you cannot keep it in the basement or upstairs or wherever indoors. That's
you imagine how
okay.
bad that smelled? You have chickens running around in your house?
And it's a basement of a bar, too. I've worked as a bartender. Pretty much every bar I've ever been in, the basement is a no-go zone unless you need to.
Interesting.
So
That's a fun story.
ultimately, safe to say the Common Council rather quickly did not renew the tavern's license. So El Cielo, is effectively closed on the south side.
Hey, let's check out the markets. It's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update on a shortened day for the markets. They're actually closed already, but it was a productive morning. The Dow was up 327 points. It's at 45,048. The NASDAQ was up 158. It's at 19,218. The S&P was up 41 points. It sits at 6,040. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Siding is what pops on your home. Clean lines, beautiful accents, and wonderful colors can make your home really look amazing. Homeowners are always looking to add curb appeal when buying new siding, and a well-installed product from Siding Unlimited will definitely deliver a grand appeal. There is so much more to gain from replacing your siding other than the curb appeal you're already seeking. There is so much value in having new siding with low maintenance. Just an annual cleaning with the hose is all you really need to do. You can't get much lower maintenance than that. The process of replacing siding gives homeowners a fresh start, a new understanding knowing that we can peel back the old stuff and get a real in-depth inspection on the walls on your home and the structural integrity. How has the home performed over the past 20 years? We'll see it all when removing the old siding. There's a high percentage your home is missing the most important factor in siding a home, and that's a working water barrier. Many homes built in the 1990s and prior don't have a water barrier beneath the siding, and homes that were built in the 90s that do have one probably have a water barrier that was installed incorrectly. New siding replacement assures us that we install the water barrier correctly and protect the home moving forward. Our process always includes adding insulation board to the wall. This gives you a water barrier underlayment and additional R value, which is an energy coefficient, so warmer walls, adding more value to the project than the expected curb appeal. As the new siding goes back on, we know your home will be ready to manage water well into the future and look amazing doing so.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for siding and also replacement windows, roofing, and decks. Take the next step. Check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more.
– 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 – 9 – 4 – 8 –
It's 12:30. I'm John Mercure in for Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, November 29th. Your top story is the ceasefire holding.
I'm Adam Roberts, certifying the vote on Black Friday.
And tonight, your forecast, clear skies, cold, a low of 14 degrees with wind chills down below zero possible. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, cold, breezy, a high of 25 degrees. It is currently 24. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah put into effect on Wednesday appears to be intact so far. CBS's Deborah Pata reports from Jerusalem.
Hezbollah's leader Naim Qassem spoke for the first time since the truce, saying it was a bigger victory than the agreement in 2006, which ended that war with Israel. But since that truce began, it does appear to be holding, despite accusations of violations on both sides.
The agreement is a 60-day truce.
The canvass is complete in Wisconsin. Elections Commission Chair Ann Jacobs officially signing the canvass statements earlier today. That's a final major step in certifying the state's 2024 election results. The commission reviewed errors or omissions found by staff during a meeting today. The only error found in the village of Burnham Wood, wards number 1 and 2.
The total number of voters from the village of Burnham Woods 1 and 2 that were issued an incorrect ballot was 105 voters. The difference between all contests that appeared on the ballots in wards 1 and 2 were all well over 105 votes.
A technical error led to those voters in Ward 1 mistakenly receiving ballots for Ward 2. Votes were still counted for state and federal contests.
A pedestrian is dead after being struck by 2 cars on Thanksgiving Day. Happened about 10:20 p.m. last night on I-43 near State Highway 96 in the village of Denmark. Brown County Sheriff's officials say a 27-year-old man was attempting to cross the southbound lanes. First, a 37-year-old woman from Port Washington struck him. Then a 50-year-old man from Illinois struck him. The 27-year-old died at the scene. Authorities are still investigating.
An update to a story we first brought you earlier this year on WTMJ. New details in on a pizza accidentally laced with THC in Dane County.
85 people became ill after eating pizza, sandwiches, or garlic bread from famous Yeti's Pizza in Stoughton between October 22nd and 25th. A Dane County health report says the most common symptom was dizziness, for some lasting over 80 hours. Those affected range in age from 1-year-old to 91 years old. How did the contamination happen? The report says it likely occurred when workers borrowed oil for a batch of dough from another business in the building's shared kitchen. That oil was Delta-9 THC-infused oil. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Bringing new light to Milwaukee's Center Street, Jazz Gallery Center for the Arts is raising funds to revitalize the neighborhood with a benefit art sale to fund street-level lighting and an illuminated sign. The benefit art sale begins this Saturday and Sunday from noon to 5 and then reopens every Thursday through Sunday until December 14th. The art for sale includes pieces donated by local artists. The gallery is still accepting art donations.
Sports, traffic, and weather on the way next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 12:33.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Elmbrook Family Dental, a great dental team from right here in Wisconsin. Dr. Eric is great. He's born and raised in Elm Grove, and he's the expert when it comes to cosmetic work with Invisalign. Dr. Eric's used Invisalign himself. He knows that would help him treat patients. He can help walk you through the process. The website is elmbrookfamilydental.com. 3 locations, 2 in Brookfield and a brand new spot in Wauwatosa. That's elmbrookfamilydental.com.
Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m. Save up to 50% and more throughout the store on Friday-only super deals while supplies last. Like select pet beds, just $9.99. Over half off a 24-quart Nesco pressure canner, $59.99. Save $6 on 50-pound bags of Blaine's Black Oil Sunflower Seed, $17.99. And men's work and sport jeans are Black Friday priced. Buy one, get one free. Save up to 50% and more during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m.
I love the Fox and Hounds. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The historic restaurant was recently voted the best supper club in the area. First opened in 1933, and they've been serving fabulous dinners for almost 90 years in their rustic timber structure. The Friday Codfish Fry is and one of the most unique and affordable supper clubs in Wisconsin. Your second dinner is always free. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east and in the shadows of the beautiful Holy Hill Shrine. As the seasons change colors, the drive is just beautiful. A must-see. Enjoy the all-you-care-to-eat Friday Cod Fish Fry, and the Sunday brunch is delicious. Tables are still open. Reserve now at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. It's halftime at Camp Randall, and the Badgers are struggling against the Golden Gophers. It's 14-0 at the half. The Badger offense just not able to get anything done. Badgers will receive the second half kickoff in Madison. They need to win today, does Wisconsin, in order to become bowl eligible, currently sitting at 5-6 on the year. The Chicago Bears, a historic firing earlier today. The team has confirmed they have released head coach Matt Eberflus following their 23-20 loss to the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. In the interim, Thomas Brown, who was recently the interim offensive coordinator, will become their interim head coach ahead of next week's game against the 49ers. Meanwhile, the Packers victorious Thanksgiving night, 30-17 over Miami. They're now 9-3 and still trail the Lions by 2 games in the NFC North. Tonight on Amazon Prime, Black Friday football between the Raiders and the Chiefs. And the Bucs are back in action tomorrow right here on WTMJ, taking on the Wizards at Fiserv Forum.
Checking out those roads, your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. How about this for a Friday? No slowdowns, no delays, no issues. The system is clear.
And your WTMJ 5-day forecast for today. While the roads are clear, the skies are also clear, and that means chilly temperatures. 26 are expected high. We'll struggle to get there, though, and the wind chills are going to be brutal, for at least for late November. About 5 above during the day. Could reach 5 below overnight tonight. Our actual temp down to 14. Mostly sunny, cold and breezy Saturday, a high of 25. Sunny 30 on Sunday, 32 on Sun Monday. Late snow chances then arrive on Tuesday with a high of 31 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, mostly sunny and 25 at 12:38.
Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living.
Happy Black Friday. Glad to have you with us. All right, tomorrow's Small Business Saturday. This is a very short segment, so you need to act fast. We'd like you to text in a small business or two. Do you own a small business? Do you have one that's very special? Hit us up on the text line really quick, 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Tell us a small business and why it's special. If we can get to a couple of them, we will. Let's go through a couple ourselves. I love this day, Small Business Saturday, because businesses and downtowns are the lifeblood of what happens in the economies in Wisconsin. All right, I'm going to toss out just a couple. One I really like, these are both in Menominee Falls, where I live. Poppy and Time. Poppy and Time. It's a tiny little shop that sells candles, it sells shower bombs, it sells self-care stuff. It's kind of luxurious and natural. It's run by a local family. It's Poppy and Time. I love the little stores when you go in and it smells great as soon as you open the door. Mm-hmm. It just smells absolutely fantastic. For years, I bought stuff for Michelle and the girls for stocking stuffers and stuff. So Poppy and Time. Let me give one more. This one's about to open, and I am, as our governor would say, jazzed as hell about this.
Oh, really?
It's called Epilogue Books. It's a little bookstore. It's going to be an independent little bookstore in Menominee Falls. And I love bookstores, and I love the big ones like Barnes & Noble, and I love the small ones. Epilogue Books set to open. I think it's next weekend in Menominee Falls. So when you're shopping in our beautiful little downtown, check out Poppy and Time or Epilogue Books.
Hey, you've got a background in library anyway, so that's excellent.
My first job was in a library, yeah.
I'll give you a couple as well, John. And you mentioned Poppy earlier. I'm going to go with a restaurant that just opened up earlier this summer, and I'd love to see them get more business than they already have. That's Cute Robot Japanese Kitchen. They're in Walker's Point. That is a place that I have found myself at least once or twice a week going to. It's a Japanese restaurant that just does things a little different. They have really good curry at this place. I know around here we usually see sushi restaurants. We have Kawa Ramen here in the market hall. But curry at Cute Robot is absolutely incredible. And also the onigiri, which is like a rice ball wrapped with seaweed and stuffed with fish. It's one of the best lunch deals you're going to get in the entire city. You can get 3 of them for, I think, under $12.
Oh, nice.
Plus soup and salad, too. It's an incredible deal. Huge shout out to Cute Robot. And I'll give you another one as well. Old Guard Gaming. I'm a big board gamer. We do Dungeons & Dragons in my friend group. And these guys opened up by UW Milwaukee. They're on Downer Street, right across from the university. They have a massive hall for any board game, any card game that you could ever want. They've got figurines, if that's what you're into. And then if you want to play a board game, it's called Warhammer. You need a massive table to play it.
Warhammer!
40K. Hard to do in your living room. They have a huge gaming space in the basement. It's one of the biggest I've ever seen.
Can you bring food and drinks?
I believe
if you want to use their little area?
I believe so. Don't quote me on that, but I believe you can.
Okay.
So that's
I'm going to quote you on that.
That's Old Guard Gaming by UW Milwaukee.
I love that. Game shop. Rhea, who do you want to shout out?
I'll shout out Juno-esque by Brie and Racine. It's like a spa, self-care, beauty care. I love going there. I don't look like it now, but they take care of really
fine.
good care. They take really good care of your face, from nails, lashes, whatever it is. But I usually take a facial and fall asleep. It's wonderful.
Oh, that's nice and relaxing.
Yes.
Small businesses in downtowns. I do the Experience Wisconsin show. It airs every Saturday at 1 o'clock here on WTMJ. And over we hear how critical it is that we support the boutiques and the little businesses. And I'm not anti-Amazon or anti-box store. I use all of that stuff. But when you get a chance, grab a cup of coffee and walk through your downtown. Check out your downtown. That is the lifeblood of our economy in southeast Wisconsin, is our small downtown area. Make sure you check it out.
From the 920, one person shouting out the Quilters Block in Lake Mills and also giving a nod to their owner, Corey, who they say is very knowledgeable.
It is 12:41 at WTMJ. Coming up, what are we going to do? We're going to check your weather and then Stories of the Strange. Ooh. That's up next.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? They're yours, and Progressive protects them both. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Ridgelawns. ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here. 'Tis the season for celebrating at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Join them this holiday season for special events to get you in the festive mood. From a spectacular brunch with Santa to the holiday marketplace and one-of-a-kind dinner and a show experiences, St. Kate has a celebration happening nearly every week through the holiday season. Make a night of it and extend the experience by booking an overnight stay at St. Kate. Special packages are now available. Celebrate the holidays with St. Kate. Learn more by visiting stkatearts.com/holidays.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368. Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick AccuNet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Here's what I love about Heiser. All the great programs. Safe and Sound program. Vehicle exchange program. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day and why I always tell people at Heiser, today's your day.
Bundle up if you're out Black Friday shopping today. It is a chilly one. Our high today only forecasted to be about 26. We're going to struggle to reach that. Wind chills are going to be in the single digits above zero this afternoon, and then tonight they drop below zero to the wind chills. Our real temp is 14 tonight under clear skies. Mostly sunny, cold, and breezy for your Saturday, a high of 25. Wind chills in the single digits above zero. Mostly sunny Sunday and Monday, highs in the low 30s. Our next snow chance arrives late on Tuesday with a high of 31 degrees. It's currently 25 and mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 12:46.
It's Friday, which means it's time for Stories of the Strange on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Ooh. All right, I go first. Tokyo, Japan.
Hello.
Thank you. Police thought a shoe thief was on the loose at a kindergarten near Tokyo. Japanese customarily take off their shoes before entering their homes. Well, the vanished shoes in the kindergarten were all slip-ons the children wore outdoors, stored in cubby holes right near the door, and they were disappearing. So police installed 3 cameras in the school. They wanted to find out who was stealing the shoes, so they installed the cameras in the school. It ends up, when they look back at the footage, a weasel had a tiny shoe in its mouth and was scooting out the door. It was a weasel. Weasels are known to stash items, and people who keep weasels as pets give them toys all the time so they can go hide them. So the weasel scattered shoes around and took 15 of them before police were finally called. The weasel returned, and camera footage, as I mentioned, caught the thief the very next day. It ends up the shoe-loving weasel only took white indoor shoes made of canvas, likely because they were the easiest and lightest to carry. Although the stolen shoes have never been found, the remaining shoes are now safe at the kindergarten with nets installed over the cubby holes, so this can't happen again. The weasel, which is believed to be wild, is still on the loose.
That's incredible, because in Japan, it's such a country where you can leave something right on the table, your phone, your bag, walk away, go get something at a restaurant, and come back and it's left untouched. Would never happen in America. But you got to watch your shoes now, apparently, because weasels are afoot trying to steal them.
Those mischievous weasels.
All right, John, it's my turn. Now, I'm going to turn to something that I mentioned earlier in the show because it's just that odd. Now, it's not something we see very often, not being snow, because we see that all the time. But if you're in southern Dodge County or northern Jefferson County, you may have been noticing, I thought we were just supposed to get a dusting or maybe a few flurries. Why do we, and only we, have a couple of extra inches of snow? Well, the culprit may be a power plant in the city of Portage. And I was curious about this because I saw it being reported on many of the TV's weather stations last night, and I wanted to turn to the experts for understanding why this was. Thankfully, we have an expert Mondays and Fridays. He's Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore. I'll let him do the nerd science.
In the science world, we call it condensation nuclei. So there needs to be something for those water droplets to attach to condense on, and same thing for snowflakes as well. That's where the power plant comes in play. So the power plant throws up this warm, moist, rising steam into the clouds that are moist, but not moist enough to produce snow. And then once as that air gets added, that's the missing ingredients that you can get that narrow band of snow to produce more of those snowflakes.
Thanks, Tyler. So I know that sometimes in the city here we have what people call the snow shield or the rain shield, where a storm comes and then all of a sudden, because of our urban environment, it seems like everything gets dissipated as it hits Milwaukee. Well, I guess in southern Dodge County and northern Jefferson, they have the power plant snow absorber, where they get a couple extra inches of snow. So hit out the snow shovels and grab a snowboard. You may be able to use it for a while in southern and northern
Should we do a couple more?
County. Sure.
All right, we've each got 1 minute for these, okay?
Go for it.
A hiker in Canada is lost for 5 weeks. The snow's flying. It's 20 degrees below. 5 weeks this kid, who's 20 years old, is missing. He went out on a 10-day camping trip in the Northern Rockies, doesn't come back. Everybody's given up. They stopped the search. They stopped everything. And 2 people, 2 days ago, saw a man walking toward them in a rural area. He was wrapped up in a sleeping bag. He was shivering. He was thin. He had makeshift walking sticks. It ends up that this 20-year-old guy named Sam was walking down the road. They had found him. He had frostbite. He had smoke inhalation because he had managed to make fires to stay warm. That's why he was still alive. Experts say dangers included rapidly changing temperatures and grizzly and black bears, but he was alive walking down the street after 50 days. His mom said he's ticked off. Sam is ticked off. because he couldn't believe that for 50 days he had no luck catching a squirrel or a fish to eat. But he will fully recover.
That's incredible. There's squirrels literally running all over the place. He couldn't find one.
Yeah, he needed one of those weasels from Japan, maybe.
All right, my final one, John. So earlier this week, there was a story regarding a stowaway passenger on a Delta flight to Paris from New York City. And now we're learning a little bit more about that passenger, but investigators still don't know how this woman skirted by security checkpoints and snuck onto the flight out of New York.
Delta issued a statement saying, "Nothing is of greater importance than matters of safety and security. That's why Delta is conducting an exhaustive investigation." Government stats show over a 12-month period, only 80 people bypassed the travel document podium at TSA checkpoints. Most were stopped and arrested. The TSA says the stowaway did not have weapons or any other forbidden items on board. For CBS Mornings, I'm Lilia Luciano in New York.
You kidding me? 80 people, that should be zero. I can't do anything slightly out of the ordinary or I'm going to be cuffed at Mitchell, but 80 people somehow can skirt by and sneak onto planes.
That's a big number. That is Stories of the Strange for this Friday. Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Come hang out with me this weekend. It's going to be fun. It's Experience Wisconsin every Saturday at 1 o'clock. Checking in with some cool, sweet places around our state. This week, it's Rhinelander, or it's Lake Geneva. From the north to the south, we have got you covered.
Lights of the Northwoods is one of the best events that we have up here in Rhinelander during the holiday season.
It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ. Gonna be a blast. Hope you'll join us.
Wisconsin's hometown pizza is Palermo's. Greg Matzik here. One name, synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza. It's Palermo's, made right here in Wisconsin and celebrating its 60-year anniversary in 2024. That is decade upon decade of doing it right, and that's what Palermo's does. Find Palermo's wherever you like to shop. Festival Foods, Pick and Save, Sendik's, Piggly Wiggly, Woodman's. And then try and make up your mind on which Palermo's frozen pizzas to buy. There's Connie's and Urban Pie. My personal favorite, the Screamin' Sicilian. The best frozen pizza you will ever have. Made proudly in Wisconsin by Palermo's. Flavor is their family's business. It's Wisconsin's hometown pizza. Palermo's. Pick up a few. Put some in the freezer, then put one in the oven tonight on the table for dinner. I'm telling you, everybody's going to be happy. Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza, celebrating 60 years of doing it right in the state of Wisconsin. Celebrate tonight with Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Hasselist Mattress has activated Black Friday Plus through December 2nd. Get a new mattress, plus additional savings, plus 2 free Remy memory foam pillows on select mattresses. Get a Queen Serta Perfect Sleeper Oakmont A mattress. Others sell it for $26.10, but our price is just $8.88. Others sell the King Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres A for $22.88. Get it now for just $10.95. Plus, big savings on Beauty Rest too. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselist.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Let's do Week in Review one more time.
You want it one more time?
I want it. Let's go.
I'll give it to you one more time. We're wrapping things up here in Wisconsin's Midday News. And yes, every Friday we do air our Week in Review, one of our favorite things to do here on the station. And boy, there was no shortage of things to cover this week. The Packers win not once, but twice in 5 days. We had a bus rollover into a ditch in Racine County. The former soon-to-be president-elect has felony charges dropped against him, and all that and more. It's the Week in Review, brought to you, as always, by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go.
Absolutely boat race.
Jacobs, no shot, barreling forward.